Welcome to Help Stop the Genocide in American Ghettos podcast. I'm your host, Emmanuel Barbee. I would like to encourage everyone on my Facebook friends list, everyone in my social groups, and all of my listeners from around the globe. Please do me a favor. Hit that like button, subscribe to my YouTube page, and share this video podcast on all social media sites you are on, such as Facebook, Instagram, X, formerly known as Twitter, TikTok, and LinkedIn, ladies and gentlemen. This video podcast is available in three forms: audio, video, and as a written text in order for us to reach our audience. I am the founder and president of GRACAM, the Grassroots Community Activist Movement. Help Stop the Genocide in American Ghettos podcast is our black media component. For those of you who don't know me, then get to know me by purchasing and reading my story. Quote, The Solution for Black America, Reclaiming, Rebuilding, and Restoring the Urban Ghettos in America, 2nd edition. It's available as an ebook for $9.99 or as a paperback for $15 plus shipping and handling. I provide the link to my Amazon author page in the comment section below this video podcast. After you have read my story, and if you agree with my vision and plan to improve Black America, specifically Black Chicago, then make arrangements with me to come on this platform, get on camera, and let's talk about it. And encourage others to get involved with our cause and back this film project. We have upgraded our platform by moving from an audio podcast to a video podcast using StreamYard. We want to interact with our audience in real time through Facebook Messenger during our live stream. I created GRACAM in order to connect with other like-minded Black Americans, like-minded African immigrants within the United States of America, Afro-Caribbeans, Afro-Latinos, and Afro-Brazilians, as well as continental Africans. I encourage everyone on my Facebook page, everyone in my social groups who are Black entrepreneurs, African entrepreneurs, Black artists, African artists, Black authors, African authors, musicians, poets, community advocates, and spiritual leaders to make arrangements with me to come on this platform so that you can promote your products and services, or share a 30-minute sermon with my listeners from the global community. We want to grow this platform for the global African community throughout the diaspora. For 33 years, Black Americans have taken me as a joke, specifically Black Chicagoans. They have rejected and overlooked my vision and plan to help improve Black America. All I have is my revised book, my virtual store, my online groups, and this platform. My film project is my last attempt to try to do something positive for my racial group, Black Americans, before I cut and run to the African continent. I am seeking those of you from Black America, like-minded Black Americans that are brave enough, smart enough. Make yourself known to me. Work with me while I am alive. Don't wait until I am dead. Same thing for African immigrants here in the United States of America. Work with me while I am alive. Don't wait until I am dead. This is why I'm reaching out to African immigrants in America to help speed up the process. I encourage African immigrants in America from the following African nations: South Africa, Kenya, Ethiopia, Tanzania, Uganda, Angola, Liberia, Ivory Coast, Ghana, and Nigeria. Please purchase my revised book, either the ebook or the paperback, and read my story. If you agree with my vision and plan to help improve Black America, then make arrangements with me to come on this platform and let's talk about it. And also, let's encourage others to back this film project. Share my information with all your friends, including your non-black friends. This will help speed up the process. Our aim is to raise $250,000. We are using crowdfunding. We have a GoFundMe page, and we also have a PayPal page. If you are U.S. citizens, then I recommend that you use our PayPal page as a tax write-off, because this is a legitimate 501c3 nonprofit, faith-based, and community advocacy organization. In my Christian business, we will raise the bar in Black America. We will separate ourselves from con artists, the Black Boule, degenerates, democratic Shills, hardened criminals, pedophiles, off-code Negroes, and urban terrorists. Those who reject my vision and plan will not be part of my Christian business, because this will be membership-based. We will pray for them, show them tough love, and keep it moving. The question at hand: how long will it take for us to get this film project fully funded and made? Again, the answer is it's up to the Black grassroots and the global African family, because this is not my burden alone. This is a shared burden. We encourage non-black sympathizers to patronize our film project, but it's Black Americans and African immigrants who are GERCAM members' responsibility to build it and to own it. I try to host my show every week in order to engage people on my friends list and people in my social groups until I am able to get my film project fully funded and made. And once the proceeds from the film starts coming in, then I will be in a better position financially to purchase property in Chicago, buy office equipment, hire qualified Black middle-class professionals and African immigrants within the United States of America to work with me in building my Christian business, Ghettos of Chicago, which is the Grassroots Community Activist Institute of Chicago, for credibility before I cut and run to Africa. I refuse to be ignored. Again, this is why I created this platform. This is why I do video podcasts, because I want to be heard loud and clear, especially throughout the Black world. Those of you who will work with me and Sister Renee as it pertains to this film project will go down in history with us. Lord knows I would like to do more than just news and social commentaries. But at this point, I'm on a shoestring budget. All of my funds go towards bill, food, and rent. Without financial support from the Black grassroots and the global African family, then I am unable to do my God-given assignment, and that is to build the best African American business within the United States of America. This is a Nehemiah assignment. I do not operate like the next black man. I have my own style and way of doing things. You don't have to like me, but you will respect me, because I respect everybody. Those who reject my plan for the past 33 years will not be part of my Christian business, again, because it's membership-based. The sooner we get this film project fully funded and made and established in America, specifically Chicago, Illinois, the sooner I can turn the business over and expand it to the African continent. Instructions on how to participate on the show. First, watch my video presentation. This is called Side A. After I finish my presentation, then I will open up the phone lines through YouTube and drop a link in the StreamYard studio so that you can interact with me in real time on camera. This is called Side B. The title of this presentation: Exposing Democrat Shills and the Black Boule while encouraging my listeners to step up. It came to light that Kamala Harris paid Democrat Shill Reverend Al Sharpton $500,000 to help her reach black voters, according to an article from Daily Mail entitled, quote, "Conservatives outrage at MSNBC silence after Al Sharpton took $500,000 from Kamala and did an interview," unquote. To read the full article, just go to my Medium transcript located in the comment section below this video podcast. Kamala Harris' campaign donation gave Reverend Al Sharpton $500,000 to manipulate black voters to help bolster her candidacy among minority voters. I explained to BRCAM members that all of these black Boule, black celebrities, and Democrat Shills are getting paid to keep us on the Democrat plantation. Al Sharpton was paid $500,000 to his nonprofit National Action Network. She did that to win over the black vote and the Latino vote. I've been saying for years now, the evidence is coming out now. Oprah Winfrey received $1 million and tried to hide it. It was a waste of money because all of that star power at the DNC did not move the needle to influence black Americans, because these black athletes and black celebrities are out of touch with people who live on Main Street. Main Street describes the average American investors, small independent business, and investment institutions, or the real economy. In contrast, Wall Street represents the high-end investors, large global corporations, or the capital marketplace of high finance. These black athletes and black celebrities are multimillionaires. So food prices, gas prices, and rent does not affect them. If she wanted my advice, I would have told her to go to every black event out there. I would have advised her to drop all these Democrat shields because they are out of touch with the African American community, and instead talk with people like me from the black grassroots. Understand, the Democrats lost a lot of money on these Democrat shields. The Democrats have to restructure their political party. They need to drop that Obama Democrats and realign themselves, I would say, back to the middle ground. The party back to working class and family values, and do right by black Americans who have been their most loyal voter base by giving us an anti-black hate crime bill, also a lineage-based cash payment reparations for descendants of American slaves/freemen. I found another Democrat shield by the name of Bakari Sellers. He's upset that the Democrats lost the election and is worried about losing his job. So he decided to focus on Trump's cabinet picks to stir up black Americans. When I was scrolling through X, I noticed a post from Bakari Sellers that said, quote, "Blacks for Trump," unquote, which was a picture of Trump's cabinet picks. To view Trump's cabinet, just go to my Medium transcript located in the comment section below this video podcast. Click on the link and scroll down to show and prove. The Democrats claim to be the party of people of color and the party of minorities, but they're not prioritizing black Americans. How does that work? Let's look at the website for the Congressional Black Caucus and the African American Mayors Association. When these black politicians get into office, they start practicing all this diversity, They advocate for all these other groups except Black Americans. Just look at all the people in the Congressional Black Caucus. So you can find that on my Medium transcript located in the comment section below this video podcast. Just click on the link and scroll down to show and prove. So when you look at these pictures of all the Congressional Black Caucus, let me ask you a question, ladies and gentlemen. Have you ever heard any of them pushing for an anti-black hate crime bill? Have you ever heard of them pushing for lineage-based cash payment reparations for descendants of American slaves? Have you ever heard of them pushing for ending qualified immunity for police officers? Talking about Trump's cabinet is a non-issue. I explained to GRCAM members that we have to elect people from the black grassroots. In other words, people who come from the soil, descendants of American slaves / freedmen. I encourage all of my listeners to go to my Medium transcript in the comment section below this video podcast. Click on the link and scroll down to show and prove. So that way we can look at the African American Mayors Association's website. Click on it and then go to the About section and then select members. Look at all these black mayors. Why they are not standing on business with Black America? I'll tell you why. As I explained in my revised book, they are in the pockets of the white supremacist financial elites to be gatekeepers. This is why things in the African American community remain stagnant. And the only reason why I'm remaining stagnant, 33 years, is because I'm just keeping it real. God give us free will. Bottom line. I can't make black Americans work with me here in Chicago. It is what it is. This is why I'm online to try to recruit brave and smart, like-minded black Americans, brave and smart, like-minded African immigrants within the United States of America. All I want them to do is read my story. If they agree with my vision and plan to help improve Black America, I want them to make arrangements with me to come on this platform so we can talk about it. And also donate what you can to the film project. That's going to help get the ball rolling. I'm not doing this for my health, y'all. I really care about our people. Once we get it popping here, I'm going to turn the business over and I'm going to take my business to the African continent. But I want to make sure we get it popping here in America first for credibility. These Democrat shills sitting up here talking about blacks for Trumps, but they don't talk about all these black mayors that we have across the United States of America. People like Mayor Brandon Johnson, he's the mayor of my city, Chicago. He's fighting for illegal immigrants, not fighting for black Chicagoans. We have all this black representation, but our social conditions have not changed in the past, I'm going to say, 40 years. Actually, things are getting worse. All these black churches and nonprofits in our inner cities, and yet things are still getting worse. Some of my critics suggest that I should relocate to another city to start my Christian business. I explained to them that it does not matter which city I relocate to. We're dealing with a 400-year-old mentality. This is spiritual warfare in real time. Again, the sooner I am able to to connect with other like-minded Black Americans and African immigrants to work with me and getting my revised book on that bestsellers list, so that way people can take our cause serious, which is help stop the genocide in American ghettos, starting here in the city of Chicago. The best way how you can support, this platform is by purchasing my revised book and reading my story for yourself. That's all I'm asking. The sooner we get this film project fully funded and made, then the sooner we can start building the Grassroots Community Activist Institute of Chicago. Once we get Grecario Chicago up and running, and with God's help, I want us to create the best African American business within the United States of America. This is what I want to be remembered for. 33 years of reaching out to Black Chicagoans in real life and online, and yet I am still on first base is unacceptable, ladies and gentlemen. And the reason why I'm bringing up about these Democratic Shills in real time, not something that happened 10 years or 20 years ago, but that just happened this year, and I'm going to say in the past 2 weeks, because I'm pulling out articles about Kamala Harris' campaign. So, again, all these Black mayors who are Democrats are showing you that they're not on business with the African American community. When you ask for representation, the white supremacist financial elites give you people like Kamala Harris. She is not from our lineage, so how can she be one of our representatives? The Congressional Black Caucus is only there for a show. They don't do anything for Black Americans. Again, notice Bakari Saylor did not say anything about those Black Democrats in California who killed the reparations bill. Black Americans from the Black grassroots across the United States paid attention to those reparation bills. These Democratic Shills sit up here and ignore things that are important to Black Americans, like reparations, but prefer to throw shades at the Republican because they lost the election. We're only concerned about Trump improving the economy, those mass deportations, and the cost of food and gas going down. We're over identity politics because it did not change our social conditions at the grassroots level. Illegal immigrants don't have the representation that we have in public office, and yet they are able to get all sorts of benefits and resources. Mayor Brandon Johnson is fighting for Venezuelans, but treating Black Chicagoans like third and fourth class citizens. This is why it's important, ladies and gentlemen, to support this platform. Again, I encourage everyone that's listening to please purchase my ebook. It's only $9.99, and I'm asking you to just read the book. And once you finish reading my story, if you agree with what I talk about, then make a donation to the film project. I don't expect white America to fund my Christian business. After all, this business is to help Black American families and African immigrant families. Once we get this film project fully funded and made and the proceeds started pouring in, then I would put together my advisory board. So, and we're going to take it from there. Now, for example, Asians are going to look out for Asians. Latinos are going to look out for Latinos. White Americans are going to look out for white Americans. That's the way things are supposed to be. But we as black Americans are prioritizing all of these other groups to feel validated or something. Now these other groups open up their businesses in our communities and don't even hire us, but that's because too many black Americans are off cold, and I can't deal with those type of people at all, and I'm not. Until the Congressional Black Caucus start doing right by black Americans, we need to vote them all out of office and put in new people from the soil. The Congressional Black Caucus is full of black Boule, which has not done anything for black Americans. They have not advocated any bills for black Americans. But I bet you all, the Congressional Black Caucus will speak out against Trump's mass deportation plan when he comes into office. Notice, they did not say a word about Sonia Massey. They're quiet about that. We have this big group of do-nothing black politicians who only there to keep the status quo. That is to keep black Americans at the bottom and make sure that we don't collectively rise politically as a group. When I view the Congressional Black Caucus, I view them no different than domestic coons. Their position is to keep us as a collective at the bottom of the totem pole. Prove me wrong then. Show me where the Congressional Black Caucus has fought for black Americans. The Asian caucus can get together and get an anti-Asian hate crime bill that benefits the Asian community. We need to be protected too. Our biggest stumbling block in our community is these black politicians who don't do anything for black Americans. As I mentioned in my revised book, our communities and neighborhoods are being gentrified left and right. My plan after I graduated from college in 1996 was to go back to my former community to set up my Christian business, but it was too late. My former neighborhood was gentrified. We have all these black city council members that's allowing this to happen. But black Chicagoans still refuse to embrace my vision and plan. And it is what it is. And again, this is why I am online. This is why I created this platform, to broadcast my vision and plan to those that will heed and listen to what I have to say. And join my organization so that way we can move this organization from behind the computer, get our story on the big screen. Proceeds from that film will put me in a better position financially so that I can do my job. But notice, with that same black mayor, the white community is not being gentrified. The Asian community is not being gentrified. The East Indian community is not being gentrified. And the Arab community is not being gentrified. We're not going to find too many black Americans like myself who are going to put in 33 years trying to help black America while getting this for it. It's not cool at all. I don't like it. But hey, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying my best. But I promise you, once we get this business up and running, I'm turning the business over. But I want to make sure before I come to Africa that I can sustain myself in Africa. And I want to make sure that this business is going to be popping and that we can do international trade with our brothers and sisters on the continent. If I don't have any African immigrants here in America to work with me, then we're not going to go to Africa. It's just that simple. We got to get African immigrants involved with this that's here in America, because that's what I'm called to do. That's my calling, to bring in African immigrants and to bring in Black Americans, so that way we both can heal. Black Americans will heal from enslavement, and deal with that slave mentality up front. We're going to declare war on that. And African immigrants are going to heal from colonization. Then we can replicate the business to the African continent. I am actually losing money. I am paying annually for the business title. I pay the city, the state, and the IRS since 2010. And at that time, it was going to be a for-profit business, but I couldn't find investors. So in 2019, I switched it over to a nonprofit, and I'm still on first base. It's just me and Sister Renee, and I thank the Lord for her. I wish I had more people like Sister Renee working with me, but again, it is what it is. Now, I mentioned this article last time on my last video podcast. An article from Fortune magazine entitled, quote, "A Zoom call of 44,000 black women raised $1.5 million for Kamala Harris in 3 hours. We were ready," unquote. "I have been trying to raise $250,000 in order to make a quality black empowerment film since 2012, and still I have not raised $5,000. To read the full article, just go to my Medium transcript located in the comment section below this video podcast. Click on the link and scroll down to show and prove. So again, black women raised $1.5 million within 3 hours for Kamala Harris, a woman who has been in office for 4 years and have not done a thing for the African American community. As far as I'm concerned, that's like a slap in my face, but hey, it is what it is. I have been doing my best to raise funds for my film project this year alone, and out of 2,000 people that was on my Facebook friends list before they kicked me off, only one person has donated to the film project. And that's how come I was saying I'm not a threat. If black Americans ain't listening to me, I mean, why are they going to kick me off of Facebook? You know what I'm saying? But hey, it is what it is. A lot of people that's in my social groups, they're just in there just to be seen. And this is how come I'm saying that we're going to be screening people. Once we get the business up and running here in the city of Chicago, we're going to reach out to the community, which will be Austin, Garfield Park, and North Lawndale. That's going to be on the west side of Chicago. We're going to serve those local residents, and we're going to screen people, whoever comes through our doors, make sure we vet them, make sure that they attend our mandatory orientation, make sure that they sign that community pledge, pass our criminal background check, and submit their thumbprint to be placed in our database, because I want to make sure that we weed out off-code Negroes, con artists, Democratic Shills, Black Boule, pedophiles, all that stuff. I only want to work with people that's serious and want more out of life. And that's real. Some people may think that I'm anti-college. Nope. I'm a college graduate. I have my bachelor's degree. So I'm not against anyone going to college. I'm against those fraternities and sororities that many black Americans join when they go to college, because those fraternities and sororities, they're like a secret society, and basically all they're trying to do is indoctrinate people, make them separate themselves from the African American community. Then they get into these high positions and turn their backs on the rest of us. You never hear none of them fighting for reparations. For example, the Latino, when they get into those positions, they do something for their community. They help their people. All this black representation and we get nothing. That's not cool. Bottom line, I want to help fix black America. And the way you fix it is by working with the black family. Give them the resources they need. Same thing with the African immigrant families. Want to be a blessing to them. And the reason why we have an African American community and an African immigrant community, because the African immigrants, when they look at the news or movies or listen to the music, they hear all that negative stuff about black Americans, and some of that stuff become a self-fulfilling prophecy. Look at what I'm going through. I'm a black American, and I'm trying to build something constructive. It's 33 years, and I'm still on first base. That's not cool at all. But this is my assignment, and I'm doing the best that I can. I refuse to fail. But again, I'm definitely not going to go through, I do not want to go through this type of foolishness when I come to Africa. I mean that. That's why I want to make sure that I turn this thing into a film so people know my story, what I've been trying to do. And so, it is what it is. And, some people are going to say I'm mean, but, I'm just not going to work with people that don't have any ambitions. I don't want bottom line, we're not going to have any freeloaders. Your people ain't going to support me, I'm not going to support them. That's just how it's going to be. My critics tell me, why don't you run for public office? I tell them no, because if you run for public office, you are going to either run as a Democrat or a Republican. Third-party candidates barely get on the ballot. On this platform, we promote black economic empowerment, and I stand 10 toes down about trying to recruit brave and smart, like-minded black Americans and brave and smart, like-minded African immigrants who will help me with our film project and to help me build the Grassroots Community Activist Institute of Chicago once the proceeds from the film starts pouring in. Because that's going to put me in a better position financially, so that way I can pay them. I can, give them an incentive to want to be a part of this. We aim to close the racial wealth gap between blacks and whites in America through pushing for reparations. It's our job as men to provide for our families. We have to focus on what's in our wallets and in our bank accounts. We can't do anything without money. We got to think about the economy. That's why a lot of black males voted for Trump. That's one of the reasons. These mass deportations are going to be great for the economy, because you will have all these people in this country who have to eat, which increases food demand, which means higher prices for you and me. When Trump was in office, we didn't have an influx of migrants coming over here. The reason why the warfare against black Americans not receiving our reparation is spiritual warfare. The American empire can fund 2 wars, spend hundreds of billions of dollars in Ukraine and in the Middle East. They have a majority of their military bases across the African continent, as well as European allies. They are allowing illegal immigrants who have broken state and federal law to obtain all sorts of benefits and resources. However, reparations is our last fight here in America. I encourage my listeners to read a book that I thought that was a good read. It's entitled "How White Folks Got So Rich: The Untold Story of American White Supremacy." And you can find that book on Amazon. The mission, our mission, Ghettos of Chicago, is to help eradicate urban violence in Chicago through art, culture, commerce, spiritual development, and hosting African and Caribbean tours. We will promote economic opportunities in the African American community and in the African immigrant community by being an advocate and also become an economic base. We will offer different membership levels: basic membership, networking membership, and entrepreneur membership. Our objective is to build and engage and unite the African American community and the African immigrant community within the United States of America, started here in the city of Chicago, in order to strengthen both communities and the African identity for the next generation. Develop a strong and resilient bond between Africa and the African American community, with a united passion and engaging community. The Grassroots Community Activist Institute of Chicago will be welcoming space to reconnect the diaspora and celebrate our culture and heritage. We believe preserving and cultivating our Black identity and our African identity will be a collaborative journey. That's why we will offer innovative programs such as educational activities for youth and teens, to cultivate initiatives for young adults, as well as training and empowerment of community leaders, advocates, and activists. Now more than ever, our community is faced with defining challenges. The surge of anti-Black racism, both in our physical world and online, reminds us to stay united and use our collective voices to stand up for each other. Amidst hostility, Ghettos of Chicago will take action against hate through our programs and civic engagement initiatives. We will provide educational and communal resources to empower each other during these difficult times. By uplifting each other and working together, we can inspire and encourage future generations to continue to take pride in our connection to Africa and contribute what we can to our communities and vice versa. There is no doubt in my mind that Ghettos of Chicago will make a positive impact among our members and among the diverse African culture. We stand together with trust, respect, and enthusiasm to strengthen our community. Please leave a public comment about the topic in the comment section below this video podcast and share with your friends on all social media sites that you are on. This will help get the ball rolling. Thank you all for listening. We greatly appreciate it. Put me on blast, ladies and gentlemen, by telling all of your friends and family about our YouTube page. I'm going to send a challenge out to everyone that's listening to this video podcast. I need you all to support our film project so that we can move beyond cyberspace and get our story on the big screen so that the black world know who we are and what we're trying to do for our people who are trapped in American ghettos, starting in Chicago. Quote, Hood Liberator Made in Chicago, the war against Willie Lynch begins. You can be a part of this historic docudrama by contributing to our campaign either on our GoFundMe page or on our PayPal page, which will help fund marketing, promotion, clearance, legal, and general expenses. I would like to thank everyone who have contributed or will contribute to support us on our GoFundMe page. If you are a U.S. citizen, then I suggest that you use our PayPal page as a tax write-off because this is a legitimate 501c3 nonprofit faith-based and community advocacy organization. You can also purchase items from our virtual store or purchase my revised book. The ebook is $9.99 or the paperback is $15 plus shipping and handling. We appreciate your support. You can find all the links below this video podcast in the comment section. I want to thank all of you for listening to our audio podcast on Spotify. This will conclude our show for today. We will see you on the next episode. Peace and blessings.
Also, what I want to say to you all, especially GRCAM members, I need you to chant this 3 times with me. Not another 33 years. Not another 33 years. Not another 33 years. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for your time. And that's going to conclude our show for today.